I want to share with you the number one biggest mistake that I see people making with recurring revenue and trying to build it in their business, the biggest mistake that I see. And secondly, I want to give you 3 examples of things that you can build into your business to produce recurring revenue that are going to be very lucrative and very, very profitable. The topic of today's discussion is recurring revenue. Revenue that you can generate month on month from the same person without any additional work. And there are really 2 ways that we price things, online, whether you're selling courses, coaching, even services, agency services, whatever it is. You either charge someone a one-time fee or you might put them on a recurring plan. And the one-time fee is a set fee. That person is absolutely going to pay that amount to consume your course or your program or your service over a certain period of time. Recurring revenue is different. Recurring revenue is usually where someone would sign up and they pay on a monthly basis, dependent on if they're enjoying the service or not. If they continue to enjoy it, if they continue to enjoy what they're getting from you, if they see the value in renewing for another month, then they will continue to roll on. So there's opportunity with recurring revenue to generate far more revenue in the long run if you're providing a really great service. It's the same model that a lot of low ticket businesses use, not necessarily in our space. I mean, look at Netflix, billion-dollar company, and you pay, I don't even know how much we pay. How much do we pay? 10 pounds, 12 bucks? I don't know. Something like that. We pay that every month. And what are we doing? We're continuing to pay that the more we see the value that we're getting back for our 12 bucks. Or we forget about the 12 bucks and we just keep getting billed it month on month. That's a different story. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some interesting things today about how you should approach recurring revenue and some of the big mistakes that I see people making with it. So first and foremost, let me share my screen. I want to show you that me and my team really are doing this. This isn't just a topic that I'm talking about mindlessly and have no experience with. If we go into our Stripe account, this is one of our larger accounts. So you can see we've done about £7 million in this account, which is approaching $10 million just inside this one Stripe account. But if we scroll down, there's a section here in Stripe that says MRR, and that is monthly recurring revenue. So what you'll notice here is we've got £82,000 in monthly recurring revenue. What that means in simple terms is every single month, we will go into a fresh month knowing that we're going to make 82,000. We have clients and customers that are paying us a monthly fee to consume whatever program or coaching it was that they're on that plan for. And that is a tidy sum. That, if you convert that to US dollars, that's around about $100,000 every single month. So now, no matter how successful or troublesome we find the growth of our business in any given month, we know guaranteed we're going into next month earning 100,000 at least base, and then everything else builds upon that. It's a very comfortable position to be in. Now, of course, as long as we're keeping customers happy and keeping clients happy, they'll want to keep paying that. And of course, you're going to have drop off, right? People dropping off from their plan and finally canceling, things like that. But as long as we're continuing to top this up, then that's a number that's going to keep coming in. I can't tell you how good it feels going into a new month and not feeling like, oh my gosh, we've got to scramble because I've got these offices to pay for. I got my team to pay for. We've got all of this stuff going on. I've got to land some clients in the early part of this month or we're not going to be covered. All of my expenses are covered and then some. All my expenses are covered in our monthly recurring revenue. And then there's a boatload of profit on that as well. And now we've got the opportunity for a whole new month. We're already profitable in recurring revenue. And now we can go and do all of our regular stuff, ads, webinars, generating new clients, okay? It's a great place to be in, but I'm going to share with you 2 things really. I want to leave you with, and if you're not taking notes, you should be at this point. I want to share with you the number one biggest mistake that I see people making with recurring revenue and trying to build it in their business, the biggest mistake that I see. And secondly, I want to give you 3 examples of things that you can build into your business to produce recurring revenue that are going to be very lucrative and very, very profitable. And it's things that any of you can do. Okay, so let's start with this. The biggest mistake that people make with recurring revenue, and you're going to want to write this down in your notes, it's building some kind of product or program onto the front end of your business and running traffic to that offer as the first point of contact with your company. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, and I'm gonna use you as an example, Mark, because you said I only do recurring. So forgive me, I'm gonna just use you as an example here. So for Mark, he's using his product, his front end product is most likely a recurring offer. Now, he said he only does recurring, so he might have other things too, which is really, really cool. But the only problem with that, Mark, that you have, and what a lot of other people will experience, unless you figured out some amazing way to make this work, and if you have, more power to you, okay? But what I see the problem being is that, in fact, let me articulate it like this, because rather than just tell you what the problem is, I'll share with you the experience that I had and why it didn't work so well, okay? So we had a product a little while ago that was $1,000, okay? It was $1,000 for someone to come in and gain access to this training, and we used to do a weekly call with that program or whatever else. So we used to sell it for $1,000. We used to sell it really well. Me and my business partner, we had this crazy idea. We were like, well, what if we almost converted that offer from $1,000 to a $200 per month fee, and they don't have to commit to $1,000. They'll just pay $200 for every month that they want to stay a member. And we're going, well, hold on a minute. We've only got to get 5 months out of someone for it to be the same as we were getting for $1,000. But we feel quite confident that we could have people stick around for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. And therefore, we're making more money out of the customers that are coming in than we would have done at a one-time fee. So we tried it, and guess what? It didn't work. And the reason it didn't work was because people would come in, and our average stick rate was about 3.5 months. That was the average. So the average person comes in, they pay $200 a month for an average of 3.5 months. So that gave us a value per customer, right? 200 times 3.5. That gave us a value per customer of $700. It was converting the same percentage to get someone in the door at $1,000 and to get someone in the door for $200 a month. So suddenly now we were going into a model that was actually making us less money, and it was converting the exact same as when we were doing it at a one-time fee. What we're also experiencing at the exact same time is that not only do we have a value per customer of 700, it's taking 3.5 months for us to recoup that. So we were building upon a model that is very difficult, because with paid ads, it's no surprise, paid ads are getting more expensive. They're still very powerful, but they're getting more expensive. Let me stop sharing so you can see me. They're still very powerful, but they're getting more expensive. So what was happening is it was costing us about $500 or $600 to acquire one of those customers, but we're only getting $200 for the first month. So now we're in a deficit. Our cash flow is all over the place. We're running paid ads. We're paying $600 to acquire a customer. Our revenue, cash collected as a direct result of the ads, is $200 for their first month. Now we've got to wait 3 months before we're cash positive. So now we're fronting more money in the ads, and we're not reinvesting, so we couldn't scale as aggressively, and the whole model wasn't very reliable. Okay. Are you tracking with me so far? Does that make sense? Hassan says, why did people only stay 3.5 months? That's a great question. This is where recurring models with training programs is not as effective, because it's not as sticky. Sticky means, someone's going to feel glued to this membership like they can't leave. Yeah. With a training and a course, if someone's paying monthly, what are they going to do? They're going to try and consume the training as quickly as they can so they can stop paying you for it. They want to get everything they can out of it as quickly as possible. That was happening in about 3.5 months. For a membership to work quite well, you've got to keep topping it up with new information and new stuff every month to keep them around. And that wasn't the goal with this particular program. Okay. So anyway, I realized that model doesn't really work. Also, I'm good friends with a guy called Russell Brunson. Many of you have probably heard of him. And we were chatting a little while ago, and he was talking about how ClickFunnels was really hard to grow in the beginning because people are paying this monthly fee to use the software, right? And his costs to acquire, at the time it was $97 a month. For his cost to acquire a $97 per month user on the software was something like $400 or $500. Now, he will be profitable in 5 months because software is very sticky and people will stay more than 5 months, but his cash flow was all over the place. So he couldn't scale like that. And it's the same theme with many other people that I've spoken to and many other industries and many other price points. The same rule applies. If you're doing recurring revenue, you're getting a nice sum of money, but a much smaller sum over a period of many, many months. Whereas a one-time fee, you're generating more money up front. Where I'm going with all of this, and the big mistake that I see people making, is that they use their recurring product and their recurring price points on the front end. And if you do that, you'll be very hard pushed to make it profitable. And when I say profitable, like profitable on month one. So what you should actually be doing is you should build recurring revenue on the back end. What does that mean? Well, how many of you have a course that's $1,000, $2,000, coaching, a service, that's a one-time fee? Just type a yes in the chat. If you have something that you sell right now and it is a one-time fee, doesn't matter how much it is. Okay, many of you saying yes. So here's what you do. You continue using that product as your front-end vehicle. You run your traffic, you run your ads, you run that through to whatever sales funnel is that you're using. Maybe it's a webinar, maybe it's something else, and you sell your main thing. And because it's your main thing and because it's it's a higher price point, you're far more likely to be profitable on the front end, not just break even, but profitable. Then on the back end, when you've built an email list, when you've got some of those people into your following, into your world, consuming your content, now you can offer recurring stuff on the back end because there's no cost to advertise to those people. If you have run some traffic, got some people registered for a webinar, and some of those people have become a client, many of those people did not become a client, but they're now on your email list. Okay. And when they're on your email list, then now when you send an email, it's free. It's free traffic, but it's traffic that you control. Now, if you promote something that has a recurring angle on it, then although it's a smaller fee, you didn't cost you anything to get that person on a subscription. So now that revenue just compounds over time. So it needs to happen on the back end. If you do it on the back end, it will accumulate over time. So just going back to this screenshot here, sorry, not screenshot, but inside of my Stripe account here, we've got, in fact, I'll even refresh this, just, this really is, our account and what we're doing right now. Okay. The 82,000, I've never, ever, ever run any paid traffic directly to any of our offers that have recurring revenue attached to it. That happens on the back end. So I've accumulated £82,000 in recurring monthly revenue, and it's cost me nothing for this to start to accumulate. And it just compounds, it builds over time. Now, are you guys going to get 82,000 in recurring revenue next month? No. Could you get $300 in recurring revenue next month? Very likely. Could that compound to 1,000 a month in a couple of months' time? Very likely. Could you get to $10,000 or $20,000 in recurring revenue in the next year or two? Yes, very likely. It needs to happen on the back end, and it's a slow burn. And you get more and more people onto a recurring model. So that was the first thing I want to share, which is the big mistake. The second thing I want to share, and with this, we will start to bring this to a close. There's really three options that you've got when it comes to building recurring revenue into your business on the back end. Number one, and a very easy one, is partnering with a third party. Okay, partnering with a third party. So let me give you some examples. We've promoted ClickFunnels, we've promoted Kartra, and we've promoted them as an affiliate. Now that is not even displayed there on Stripe because that's through, their own affiliate systems. But we've got around about, I think, $8,000 or $9,000 a month in recurring revenue from software recommendations that we've made to our clients. We haven't even pushed that very hard. We just recommend in our courses and in our training, we drop the name ClickFunnels. We drop the name, Kartra. We do all of this stuff. And and people sign up. And when they sign up, we get a kickback and they stay around for a very long time. We've recommended YouTube advertising keyword research tools. And we've got a nice little healthy monthly recurring revenue attached to that as well. So that's the first option that you have to build recurring revenue. If you don't have something of your own, or if you don't want to create another offer, then think about the business that you've got, the products that you sell, the clients that you serve, and are there any softwares that you could become an affiliate for and recommend to your clients? And slowly but surely, your recurring revenue for that would start to compound. It might not even be a software. It might be that you have, let's call them a competitor, but now let's call them a partner. Might be someone else in your space that does a very similar thing to you, teaches a similar thing, but they teach it with their recurring model and you teach it with your one-off coaching fee or whatever. Then maybe you can partner with them and you can recommend your clients go and check out their training too and sign up to their monthly membership platform, because actually you're going to get a healthy kickback from that. So you can partner with third parties. The second thing you can do is you can build your own low ticket recurring. So if you've got a $1,000 course, a $5,000 coaching, a $10,000 service, whatever it is, some people are going to take that, some people aren't. Either way, you could then create a lower tier monthly membership option so that for the people that like the sound of you, but they just can't quite afford your fees just yet, they've got a place they can hang out with you. You've got a monthly membership, or maybe you provide a little bit of content every month. Maybe you do a live Q&A every month. Maybe you do something else. And you can build a monthly recurring model that's low ticket, $47 a month, $50, $100 a month, and people can stay for as long as they want, and that can start to accumulate. Okay. And the third option, and this is a really powerful one, is you can have a high ticket continuation. This is something that we offer on a lot of our coaching programs. So if someone joins one of our programs that is for a period of time, so for example, we've got a program called Expert Accelerator that we have open most of the time, although this week we're actually closed because we're just full. But Expert Accelerator is usually open most of the time. And when someone finishes that, it's a 90-day process, then we offer them some kind of continuation, meaning you finish the core program now. If you would like to stay on as a monthly member and just consume all of the same content and stay, in communication with our coaches and jump on our coaching calls, then you can do that and just pay us a nominal monthly fee to stay around. They may not have the funds to do another big stack of a 90-day program, but they might want to just, pay a monthly fee. And we've got people that have jumped onto that membership and they stay around for many, many months. We've got one person that's paid us a monthly fee as a continuation on our high ticket coaching for almost 2 years now. So it's really, really powerful to have some kind of continuation on the back end of whatever coaching programs you currently sell. All right. So whatever it looks like for you, be thinking about how you can build recurring revenue into your model. I do want to stress a caveat, which is you don't want to build it too prematurely, because if right now you're busy enough just trying to get your core offer scaling and trying to get your ads, working well, and your webinars, converting, all that kind of stuff. If you're focusing on that and you're not generating, a consistent stream of new revenue every month, then you should double down on that first. But once you've got a consistent way of generating new clients or customers, that's the point where you go, let's do some stuff on the back end. Let's focus on the back end now and let's start to find ways to produce some additional revenue there. And I think a recurring revenue model would be a really, really good idea. All right. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Was that helpful? Give me a yes in the chat if that was helpful, if that's given you some ideas, if that sparked some excitement. If you're already thinking, gosh, okay, I need to start thinking about this in some capacity, let me know.